Welcome back to another short and quick tutorial. This time Madden 25, we're going to take a look at sliders. The UI has changed this season, I really like it, but where you find the individual stuff basically is unchanged. We've got the settings and the creation center, we're going to need both later on. Right now, let's deep dive into my sliders. Just want to show you the basic premise behind these sliders and the individual stats. Then I'm going to show you how you can export them if you want to adapt them slightly. And then we're going to be checking out the Creation Center, how to find them because that has changed a little bit, and how to use them in game. So there we go. Basically, player skill. The idea here is to create the highest level of realism, and I have achieved that by reducing quarterback accuracy down to 45 and the catching to 46, which makes the throwing and catching part of the game a little bit tougher, a little bit harder, and it is the hardest part of the game. Pass blocking I adjusted to 52 to create some more support here. On the rushing side, run blocking is 51 to create some lanes. Ball security is 61, and that is a stable setting that works really well. Doesn't cause a lot of fumbles, but they do occur, and that is important for me. Pass defense, we've got 48 reaction time, so I am going down slightly from the base stat of 50. Interceptions are at a 3 because interceptions just happen way too often in Madden 24. I did get some interesting results in this one here as well. 3 is a good setting. You will have interceptions, you will encounter them, but they're only down to you and yourself, and never the game just faking stuff. Pass coverage is at 48, so that is basically the same setting here as reaction time. Tackling down to 47. It was a little bit OP, so 47 gives you a very realistic result. And the special teams, I've adjusted the field goal power, the punt power to 54, and the accuracy reduced that slightly to 49. I never had problems with accuracy when I tested this. It was always the power was just a little bit weird. Here we get more power, and the accuracy is something that is really something that you just need to pay attention to. Kickoff power is 55. I reduced that slightly due to the new rules. I had it on 60 in Madden 24. It's not really needed that high here. The CPU skill sliders, very similar. All right, you're not going to see something that is completely out of place when you compare the two. You will see that they're more or less the same. Quarterback accuracy is higher at 47 than at 45 for the player, but this is a setting that you can adjust depending on who you play. Patrick Mahomes will have no issues. This will work well at 47. If you play against a really bad backup quarterback, you might want to adjust this slightly upwards, but you can just mix and match as you like. 47 is a very good rating for all Madden. Pass blocking 51. That is the same setting as for the player skill, just slightly adjusted. Wide receiver is 46. With CPU, it is higher. So the CPU gets less pass blocking, but a higher rating on the accuracy and catching. Run blocking is 53. Security is 61. This is higher than the player skill level. As you can see, reaction time is even lower. Pass coverage is at 52. So there are the adjustments. It is higher, and the reaction time is lower for the CPU, but the interceptions are all the same. Very good results on all Madden, as I said. Tackling's 51. For the player skill, it is 47. Again, just to create a balance here. The special teams, the field goal power and the punt power is 50. That's the base stat. The accuracy has been reduced. Otherwise, those field goals have been just going in from 70 yards out. And kickoff power is at 50% as well. Sometimes I've been asked regarding penalties. These are my settings that I like to use. Just take a look at them. I reduced the chance of those penalties happening, that I can't really impact myself too much, but I do want to have all the penalties in the game, of course. In terms of the game options, this is also something that I get asked. Injuries I have set at 50. It's a 50-50 chance if somebody gets injured. Fatigue is at 60. It's a demanding game. I want to have that in there. Player speed parity scale is 47. This is a very good stat if you want to have a realistic speeds and really have fast players be very quick and slower players slower. Physics-based tackling results 50. This is a completely new one, so I'm not really sure how this one's going to work out, but I just left it at the base stat. I might update this with the next update, of course. All right, you've got your stats, you adjusted them, and now you want to save them. How do you do that? Well, you click R3 when you're in here, and then you just select the name, overwrite or create a new one. There we go, boom, yes, we're gonna save this to the storage, and there we go. Once you have downloaded a file, all right, and you already have a file, then it's as easy as pie. All you have to do is, if you go in here, everything will be 50, for instance. All you have to do is press square load file, and then choose the file that you want to import, and it'll just do that. So there we go. This is super simple. If you need any more info on that, just drop it down in the comments below. How do you get the sliders? Well, let's take a quick look here. The Creation Center has been adjusted slightly. It is a little bit easier and more accessible. I really like that. The Download Center is basically where it's at. Where everything happens. Load and delete files is where you can load roster files or load team files or something like that. The Download Center per se is now basically a one-stop shop. It's everything in there. You can see you've got all of these categories. They move way quicker. I love that. My shared files, these are the files that you have shared. If you want to do that, again, it's super simple. All you have to do is just enter the category, press select. Yes, you want to share, then you share the file that you want to upload, and then you give it a name, and that basically is that. So I reckon if I were to do an update, I would edit this one here and then just update it under the same name. For everybody to find a little bit easier. You can also check out your own downloads. I did download a draft class for my upcoming franchise video. Apart from that, I haven't downloaded anything. How do you download? Well, there's an interesting situation here, because if you go to sliders, you will be shown the top downloaded sliders, which is pretty good actually, because you can expect that these are usually going to be the ones that you want to look at. At the time being, the game is very new, so you don't have a lot of difference in some of these here, of course. And the top rated sliders, same thing. If you want to take a look and download my sliders, then you have to use the search, or not my sliders, just any specific sliders or playbooks or something like that. You click search, and then I think this is a little bit bugged, because when you select sliders, it shows you the playbooks. If you select rosters, it shows you the sliders. So I think you need to adjust this. I think this will be patched out, but there we go. That's Madden for you. And then if you want to look for keywords, for instance, you want to look for a realistic slider set. It really is as easy as it gets. All you have to do is enter the search word that you want to look for, and then it will select all of the sliders that have a new that have the word realistic in them. You can see my player slider is here, for instance. The CPU slider is up here, and then if you wanna look for something specific, a username or something like that, then you can search for that as well. So basically, my username is Dreddeus7, so if you want to look for that, there you go. But that's the way that the Creation Center works right now. I am not too happy. I really like the list setting way more than having to do a search if you want to see all of the results, and it's really a little bit unintuitive if you want to sort by downloads or something like that. But whatever, we're gonna cover that if things might change. But for the time being, this is it. If you want to download something, it's super simple. Again, search by keywords, and then we just enter. We're just gonna do this real quick here. We're gonna go with the real now, kaboom. And for instance, if you wanted to download this one, you just click X, then you press download, and then it's gonna download the file. And if you've already downloaded it once and you want to download it again, it'll usually ask you if you want to overwrite it. But in my case, it's not working because it's my own thing. So there you go. But basically, any other file that you want to download, just click X and then download it. And there we go. This is actually the video done. If you already have a franchise running and you want to import the sliders, all you have to do is go to settings, user settings, and then go to the sliders, gameplay sliders, and then import the downloaded file. And that's it. If you have any more questions, just drop them down below. I hope this helps you. And yeah, enjoy Madden.